Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen and ladies. Good afternoon. I am Styrofoam Ralph. This is Cuffs and the Gang live from the motherfucking hot box. This is the Friday wake and bake. Even though it is 12:30 in the afternoon, we still coming at you live and direct. I got my dog with me, one half of Sports Reports as ordered. 2-5 Mike Will representing live in the building. What is going on, my brother?
Oh man, it's a beautiful day. We back in the 50s. So, what I'm saying, things starting to get back to normal a little bit.
Speaking of back in the 50s, you were telling me about backstage about how, you know what I'm saying, there was a culture change, as far as new school and old school coaching techniques,
hmm
coaches being PC, or what I'm saying, coaches being more likable, or players guys or more peers like a Mike McDaniels as versus like a Bill Parcells or a Tom Coughlin, a tight ship ran. Do you feel like the tough coach or the military coach, do you feel like it's primitive? Do you feel like it could still be around today? Or do you feel like you don't necessarily have to be not necessarily an asshole, but you don't have to be a stern person to coach grown men, football players?
So I think it works the best when you are
Mm-hmm.
that person. Like more so I'm talking about football, because football has that. And before the PC police come after me, what I'm saying, football has that war mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is our territory, this is our end zone. You can't get into it. It's my job to keep you out of it.
Right.
So I think that it comes with a certain price. So, like, you look at somebody like, say, Sean Payton. Bo Nix is a little older coming out of college.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll receive Sean Payton in a way that a younger quarterback might not.
Right.
Like a younger quarterback might not necessarily get his feelings hurt, but just be on edge and be beefing with the coach, not understanding the power dynamic between coach and player. And so there was a shift, obviously within society, and all these things like sports, the military, they're just microcosms of society.
Right.
So nowadays that stuff works, but then you look at somebody like, say, Mike Tomlin, right? Like when Mike Tomlin first became the Steelers head coach, he was one of those old cliche guys, like, we got to get it out the mud, we got to play harder than the other
Terry
team,
Bradshaw used to
and
call
it
him
was
the
well
football guy.
received. Yeah, and it was well received because you had people like Jerome Bettis on your team, and Hines Ward, and those guys that were built from that type of cloth. But as time has gone on, you know what I mean? Like, we see these situations with your Nate Washingtons and Antonio Browns, George Pickens, and we've also seen more so on the basketball side that once the star player doesn't like you, you're out of there.
That's true.
Like, look at Frank Vogel, right?
Hmm.
He won the championship, came back the next year. They didn't have a great season, and he was out of there. They brought in Darvin Ham.
And what happened?
You know what I mean? Like, and Darvin Ham, I ain't gonna sit up here and act like Darvin Ham was a great coach.
Hey, he's
You know what I mean?
undefeated
But at
in
the
the
same
NBA guy.
time, he is. But at the same time, I don't think Darvin Ham was nearly as bad as people like we've lost that ability of head coaches learning on the job. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's not gonna, but like, even if you look at Bill Belichick, he had a losing record prior to becoming the Patriots
He
coach.
did.
You know what I mean? But I'm sure that some of that experience, and you remember he was on staff with people like Nick Saban and things like that. So, like, so you probably thought, if you were an insider, because we didn't find that out until later, but if you were an insider, you probably looked at Bill Belichick like, look at the rooms he's been in. Bill Parcells, look at Sean Payton, Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, like, he was a part of that tree as well. So like, if you look at it, a lot of the Super Bowl winning coaches recently, I think, have more of that coach mentality because you look at Sean Payton, you look at Tony Dungy, you look at John Harbaugh to a lesser degree.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these dudes have that old school mentality, but they've been able to adapt. Whereas when you look at dudes like Mike McDaniel, hasn't won a playoff game.
Do you think that's
You know what
only
I
to his
mean?
style
Like
though, or his availability to his players?
I think it's to his style because the thing is right is that we've seen quarterbacks go down
Hmm.
and the team still wins.
Hmm.
Because you have to adapt the playbook
You mean like
around
the
your
Bengals?
new quarterback strengths. Yeah, like the Bengals. Jake Browning came in last year and did well. You know what I'm saying? But that's the difference, right? A guy like Mike McDaniel is so precise and specific in what he wants to see
Hmm.
that if Tua's not there, they don't have quarterbacks that can emulate that style. Like it'll still be to a lesser degree, but they don't have anybody that can even emulate that style. So when Tua's gone, he doesn't change the offense. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't go, hey, Tua's gone. Like maybe we need to run more. Like maybe we need to get Achan more involved and get some counters going, stretch runs and things like that. He's like, no, I need you to go out there and do what Tua does.
Right. Yeah, conduct the offense because I mean it is pretty quarterback driven. I mean the windows, the especially for the stuff that he draws up for Cheetah and Waddle. I mean it's really precise, like you said. It's really precise, really calculated.
And that's what separates a guy like Kyle Shanahan because he's won with Brock Purdy, he's won with Garoppolo, he's won a game with Nick Mullins and all these other nondescript players, but it's because as much as he's known as a quarterback guru, a lot of his teams are built around the run game.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So even when McCaffrey was out, Jordan Mason was top 5 in the league in
Yeah,
rushing.
he was.
You know what I mean? So like some coaches have that ability or have that system to whereas Mike McDaniel is still like he's one of those dudes that if he was my coach,
Hmm.
I feel like I would hate playing for him because you see everything on Mike McDaniel's face.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If he's not happy or like when they played that Kansas City game last year, that playoff game in the cold,
Hmm.
like his face was just I do not want to be here.
Yep. I feel you.
And it's like, yo, dude. And it's like, dude, we're the ones out here getting hit,
Hmm.
trying to tackle people, and it's below zero. We're cold as shit. Like, so we don't need you, just chilling over there stationary, what I'm saying? Able to sip a coffee if you want. You know what I mean? Looking
Hot
miserable.
chocolate and shit.
Yeah, and you looking miserable while I'm out here getting my shit rocked.
So we mentioned Jake Browning coming in and was performing admirably for the Bengals. Are you one of the proponents of Zach Taylor might need to find a new job?
Not necessarily. I think that everything that happened to the Bengals, I think, can be directly placed on their front office.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They let Jesse Bates go. You know what I mean? They let Von Bell go and had to bring him back. Like they did these things, and so you put all your eggs in a basket because you say to yourself, my coach is an offensive specialist. So I need to do everything in my power to make sure that that offense is humming. But this is the thing, though. If your coach is that great of an offensive coach, he'll make it work. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you got to be like, all right, T. Higgins, you're expendable, get out of here. But at the same time, if I have Jamar Chase, I can fill in with not as great receivers as T. Higgins. And now I got room to sign a corner and I got room to get linebackers and I got room to help out Trey Henderson on the defensive line.
True.
But a lot of times these teams are like, let me accentuate my strength. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that we're going to have to score 30 points to win most games. That's cool. But can you hold the other team to 24 instead of 35?
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, that's a great point because T. Higgins already came out and said that, he feels like he's in a preferable position being in Cincinnati, playing with one of the best quarterbacks in the
Mm-hmm.
league, not just the AFC, but the league, playing with one of the best
Right.
receivers and not just the AFC, but the league. is going to open up opportunities for him and other things like that. But would it be in the Bengals' interest to keep T. Higgins? Because T. Higgins seems to have interest in staying in Cincinnati.
I say no because you're just going to be the same team. You know what I mean? Because you still got to pay Jamar, and Jamar is going to command number one in the league money. You know, and if I remember correctly, Justin Jefferson is the highest paid right now at about 35 and some change. And Jamar Chase was like, nah, like I want $1 more than him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like you gotta pay Jamar. You're already paying Burrow 55. So what are you gonna pay Higgins that is also gonna allow you to address your issue, which is defense? You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna be having these conversations in 2 years talking about, well, if Joe Burrow had help, well, if the defense did their job, we're gonna be having these same conversations when it's based off of, if I got Jamar Chase, like here's one for you. So if I got Jamar Chase, right,
Mm-hmm.
I could go get somebody like De'Ami Brown. You know what I'm saying? Who's a free agent after this year. You know what I'm saying? And is not going to command a lot of money. I can go get him. Guess who else is a free agent this year?
McCoy, what's going on?
The guy that you probably the guy that you probably shouldn't have let go in the first place, Tyler Boyd. You know what I'm saying? He's a free agent. Bring that back. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need T. Higgins. Like, that's just overkill.
So even if he comes back, well, I doubt he click on the discount. Where could you see him ending up though?
There's a lot of places. I mean, what up, Residente?
No, Residente, San Jose.
There's what? You don't like my T. Higgins take?
No, I'm trying to figure out why are y'all on the internet at 12:30 in the afternoon.
I mean, you on there with us.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm literally just watching videos for my job, and I just saw the thing. I was like, hold on, what are they doing? So
yeah, we got takes, man. You know what I'm saying? But obviously New England goes without saying. You know, they got the number one salary cap space right now. You know, you got the Raiders at number 2, you know, and I'm imagining, you know, is Jacoby Myers a long-term number 1? You know what I mean? He's a good receiver, but I don't know if he's a long-term number 1, especially if you're trying to potentially trade up and get a quarterback like a Shador or somebody like that.
Also,
you know,
Raiders for hiring Pete Carroll. I don't know how that's going to go, but finish.
Yeah, I don't know if it's official yet, but yeah, they're definitely circling in on it. You know what I'm saying? Then you look at those two teams just going off of money. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know, if you come over to the NFC, hypothetically, you know, there's rumors out there that AJ Brown might get traded. You know, so if that happens, you can replace him with T. Higgins. You know, Green Bay needs a receiver. Like, you know, Green Bay has a lot of complimentary good receivers, but they don't have that receiver.
And Christian Watson keep getting fucking hurt.
So, yeah, Christian Watson keeps getting hurt. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of places he could go. You know, I would say, you know, even to a certain degree, you know, you could put him somewhere like Arizona. Put him with Kyler Murray, got Marvin Harrison Jr. on the other side, and you ain't paying Marvin yet.
I just think that Arizona is in no man's land right now. Like their division is just too tough. Their defense, they don't have a pass rush. And their offense, I mean, every time they take a step forward, they might take a step back. They found James Conner, but how long is his production going to last?
Well, if you ask Residente, you know, saying the big problem in Arizona is the quarterback.
The quarterback doesn't run an offense.
Where are they going to go from here, though?
He's got to learn how to run an offense, man. Like he has to make a concern. If he could take some of the time he spends on Call of Duty and just like learn the offense, like he doesn't run an offense, and as long as he doesn't run an offense, it's gonna be hard for him to build structure. They can't build structure around him, dog.
Who's their what? Gannon? Ain't Gannon the defensive coach from the Eagles? Who's their offensive
Yeah, he was.
coordinator?
Yeah,
They like
I'm not sure who the offensive coordinator is off
exactly. He
top.
did his best when he
But
was under
Dog,
King.
they do have James Conner's replacement already. They already drafted James Conner's replacement.
they already had Kingsbury, dog, and none of us think that
That's what I'm saying.
like
And he
just
was a
based
first
on what
round
we've seen in
pick.
Washington. But still, he knew how to run an offense. The quarterback has to, the guy at the trigger has to be able to conduct an actual offense. It's like if you have a military unit, right? And you can drop all the plans in the world, but if the person in charge of your platoon is just determined to just play it by ear, like you're gonna be screwed.
Hmm.
The offensive coordinator for the Cardinals was Steve
Conductor.
Petson, and he was the outside linebackers coach at Yale. He was a graduate assistant at Boston College. He was a volunteer assistant. He started out as a volunteer assistant at Harvard. Then he was offensive assistant for the Vikings 14-15, assistant wide receivers coach 2016-2017, assistant quarterbacks coach for the Vikings 2018, wide receivers coach for the Vikings 2019. Then he was the tight ends coach for Cleveland 2020. Then he was their quarterback coach 2022. He's been the offensive coordinator.
And what about that says offensive coordinator? Like you look at a guy like Liam Cohen, right? And I know a lot of people are like, how the hell did he get a head coaching job already? And that's a very valid question. You know what I mean? But he's been an offensive coordinator for years, and like granted, his offenses weren't necessarily anything to write about at Kentucky. But that's where sometimes when you look at coordinators, you got to look at the head coach that they worked for. So, he worked under Mark Stoops, who is run the ball defense guy. So then he came into the NFL, and look at Baker Mayfield this year. So not saying that you deserve a job based off of your quarterback going nuts for a year, but you at least have that going for you versus this guy who's been a wide receivers coach more than anything else.
Well, it's not just so far that Baker Mayfield went nuts. He had a career year after already being in that system.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, it was a different system because remember last year, Dave Canales was their offensive coordinator
right.
that ended up as the Panthers coach.
That's what I'm saying. That's he had Canales, and then once they moved season after already not being in that system but being on that team.
Right.
I should have said.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And that's without, and that's with Chris Godwin going out for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Having to rely on the rookie Jalen McMillan, and all that. So like, that's where you can look at a head coach or a coach and say, you don't know if he's the direct 100% reason that Baker had the year that he had, but you can look at it and say, I think this guy makes impact. And then you can argue about it. But with the Cardinals offensive coordinator, what am I supposed to say? Like, it's like, okay, well, he was on a staff with Kevin O'Connell. Hopefully some of that rubbed off on him.
How did we draft the wrong fucking Husky?
The question is, how does he get a job before Byron Leftwich?
3
Right.
Huskies receivers were drafted.
Uh-oh.
I shouldn't even have said it. Okay, I shouldn't even have said it.
2 of them were good. One of them was exceptional in Tampa Bay. Rome Odunze, the jury is still out. Why the fuck did we have?
Hey, to be fair, that's a Patriot thing because in college, even though I'll admit that I did like Jalen Polk, he was the 3. I'm just saying, in college. And when Odunze McMillan,
I feel like he was a 2. Him.
I thought he was the 3.
Jalen McMillan didn't go for quite 1,000.
No, but I'm talking about like in the sense of the offense, like when the big moments came, that was the order, and that's why Jalen Polk was able to get off because he did a lot of slot stuff. He did a lot of underneath stuff. So he was the one that would turn the 3-yard gain into 8. You know what I mean? Whereas McMillan and Odunze was more of the big targets, if you will.
Cause that shit, bro.
Mr. Get
And with those
Off.
type of
I get off
receivers,
on my
and with those
speed.
type of receivers, like somebody like Xavier Worthy, right? Like when the Chiefs got him, I was like, yo, Buffalo just facilitated them getting their new Tyreek Hill. But Tyreek Hill, he is not.
Not at all.
Mm.
And it's like, bro, we were at 34. We were at pick 34. We traded back to pick 37. Pick 34 ended up being Lad McConkey to the fucking Chargers. Y'all know this. We've seen it before. Why?
And that's a Patriot dude too.
Why did we fuck off the draft pick? For what? So again, I'm not gonna get caught up on Jalen Polk, but yes.
Well, you gotta remember though, like, well, hold on real quick. You gotta remember though, going back to the Patriot way, right? The Patriots method was never draft the star potential guy. It was draft the football player that we can get the most out of.
Yeah. I don't know what ceiling they saw on Jalen Polk. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up.
He's a rookie, man. We'll see what happens. A lot of rookies don't come into the league setting it off.
Come on, bro.
Like you just talked about De'Ami Brown. What he been doing the last couple years?
Bro, De'Ami Brown showed up though. He at least showed up.
Yeah, he's in like year 3 or 4 though.
Bro,
and he ain't done nothing before this year. Before that touchdown against the Lions, nobody was having conversations about him.
33 targets, 12 catches. That's
you know what I'm saying? We also gotta look back. We also gotta go back and look at how many of those were overthrows or like things like that. And you know what I mean? Like, y'all had a dude that when he was an offensive coordinator, people thought Baker Mayfield should have been out of the league. So you got to put that on Mayo. Who hired him? Just like I say about Mike Tomlin. Like, yeah, we all knew that Art Smith is not a good coach. Who hired him?
He can go get it, but he doesn't play all that.
No, that's real. Like, especially like that's perfect for you, Residente. That's perfect for you, actually. Like, as a director, you know what I mean? There's a thin line between somebody under me failed and this is my responsibility versus I just had a bad seed. But with Mike Tomlin, you know what I'm saying? We've been talking about his offensive coordinators for years now. So either you
But the question
so
is,
either you aren't hiring them or you have no clue what you're doing when it comes to offense.
Yeah. It's true.
Because if the Steelers offense was okay up until now, then you could be like, okay, like I trust Mike Tomlin. He's got it right before. But since Ben has been gone, these offensive coordinators have been horrible.
True.
But the team has also not put players on the team too. So you know what I mean? But that's why, like I said, that's why I was team Justin Fields. Because in no dimension is Justin Fields a better quarterback than Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? But with a coach like Art Smith, who's all about the run, who's all about bootlegs and those type of things, I might want the guy that can outrun everybody.
Yeah, Russ just isn't mobile anymore. He's just not mobile. He can't escape the pocket. You know what I'm saying? And that was really the biggest part of his game. So it's like if they can't protect him and he has to be on the run, it's over. He's not gonna slice you up and dice you up especially with their lack of wide receivers and George Pickens being a boom or bust, deep ball or no ball kind of guy. So it's like I understand. And Arthur Smith, I don't think he was wrong.
No, if I was Mike Tomlin, I would be standing on Mr. Rooney's desk, and I might even piss on it. You know, like no, because I'm like. Because I'm like, what you want me to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you done gave me Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, and oh my goodness, look how Kenny Pickett looks in Philly. You know, then you went and got me Russell Wilson and Justin Fields at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got me no receiver since Antonio Brown. You know what I mean? Like we run the football, we play defense, and defense is my specialty. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers, the first team to win 6 Super Bowls. Like, our job is to go out there and win titles. And you are not putting me in the best position to do that. Meanwhile, now, after all these years of service and not having a losing record, now people are questioning me because of your lack of moves.
I mean, and honestly, if I was the Steelers, I would be low key more frustrated than I would be as a Pats fan, because at least we can admit that we're trash. At least the proof is in the pudding that we need an overhaul. The Steelers right now are doing just enough to do nothing. And not only are they not doing enough to do anything, they can't get a low enough draft pick to get an impactful enough player to turn it around. And they keep putting these terrible offensive coordinators, and it's like, bro, we moved off of Bill Belichick after like 3 seasons without Tom.
Well,
but I think a few things, right? One, this idea that if you're not winning Super Bowls, you're not doing anything is such.
But I'm talking about like as far as like to the standard of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I understand, not every team is going, but it's like the standard was a standard. Like you said, it's the first team to make it to 6 Super Bowl championships, and Mike Tomlin is a Super Bowl champion. Yes.
Yeah. Right, but with that being through the lens of the totality of the league, when you win 6 championships, you also realize that over the 60 years that the franchise has been in existence, they've only won 6 championships, which means there's at least 54 other years where they did not win a championship, and the organization still had some stuff that they could be proud of. And I think that this fan mentality that if you're not winning championships, somehow like your team has done nothing all year. Like, I hate when people say that.
But
that's like
not
my
so
least
much
favorite fan thing.
winning
That people
championships,
repeatedly
though.
say.
But it's when you get to the playoffs and you play the best teams, you absolutely do not perform.
Okay. So let's ask ourselves a question. All right. So what if you are an NFL owner? What is your number one objective?
most owners, I would say your number one objective is to get money.
To turn a profit. To make money. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers not one of the most popular franchises in NFL?
Yeah,
NFL,
they might be number 2 in the NFL, to be honest with you.
Are the Pittsburgh Steelers one of the teams that travel anywhere and sell tickets anywhere they go? Yes. Do the Pittsburgh Steelers get a copious amount of on TV and primetime?
Yes.
Do the Steelers turn an extreme profit? Do the Steelers put a quality product on the field?
Well, going off of wins and losses, yes.
We can ask all these same questions about the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys is still one.
No.
Yes, you could. No. This actually gets to my point. Because fans have done this thing where, like, it's the LeBronification. I think this all started with LeBron. Because people wanted to justify, well, LeBron's not as good as Jordan because he didn't win championships. So then the discussion around LeBron was, well, how many championships? Who cares if he's making it to the NBA Finals 8 straight years? Who cares about that? It doesn't matter. He didn't win a championship. So it went from just being about LeBron to now it's any sport. If you're not winning a championship, somehow you've wasted an entire year, which is not true.
No.
Because you've done all those things that I just mentioned.
So I agree with you, but this is my caveat. You know what I'm saying? I do agree with you 100% about the LeBronification. Oh, Ohio. Oh, come on now. Champs, huh? Okay. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But no, so this is the thing, though. I think, like, the caveat is, yes, it's hard to win championships. Only one team gets to do it every year. I think the questions that we should be asking is, we make the playoffs every year. how close are we to
Mhm.
a championship for real? Second of all, I think the question is, what do we need to do
Yeah.
to put ourselves in championship position? And then number three is, why the hell we ain't won a playoff game in 8 years? Even though we made the playoffs all 8 of those years. Now, to your point,
Yes.
the first thing that Lethal said to you, last year was, but y'all ain't win. And it's like, bro, we made 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 or 5 years, but y'all ain't win. And it's like, well, if we're going to use that logic, then the Steelers ain't even done that.
Still haven't done anything. Yeah, no. But I would never use that
Right, right,
logic.
right, right, right,
Is
right.
100% my point. Like I think that's really stupid
Yeah.
logic.
But like the Steelers are the AFC version of the Packers. You know what I mean? But the Packers have switched it up a little bit. They don't do a lot through free agency. They just rely on, we're going to draft you, we're going to develop you, you're going to have Steeler mentality, you're going to have Packer mentality. But then Green Bay every now and again will go get a Julius Peppers or something like that. And it seems like the Steelers don't ever do that.
Well, they went out and got Minka.
Mm.
They did. How long ago was that?
That was about 3-4 years ago. Well, no, I think
Might
Minka
have
been
been.
there.
It might have been longer.
Damn,
It might have been longer than that.
It
It might have been longer than that. You know what I'm saying? But Ohio champions, huh?
Yo,
You know what I'm saying? So you don't want Ryan Day fired no more?
You see it,
no
right?
comment.
You see it. You see it. You see it.
Hey, no bullshit.
You see it.
They
Yeah,
got
Minka
Minka
been in the league
Fitzpatrick
since like
his
2016, 2017, ain't he?
No, 2018, but he joined the Steelers his second year in the league.
That's what I'm saying. How long ago
You
was
see
that?
it.
2019.
And that's probably the last time they went out and got a big free agent.
And he been first. He a
You
3-time
see it,
first
God.
team All Pro. Minka, what's
So, like
good,
I said,
dog?
if I was Mike Tomlin, I'd be on Mr. Rooney's desk. Why you want me to turn shit into chili?
Stop hiring my friends. That's what I would tell them.
Mm.
Stop hiring my friends.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly it, Adam.
Shoot.
That's exactly it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Like, when I can,
Yeah.
most teams,
It's a good
like
statement.
look at a team like hypothetically, and I know these teams aren't as successful as the Steelers, but I'm just trying to make a point. Look at what Tennessee did this offseason. They went and got Calvin Ridley. They went and got Tony Pollard. They went and got my guy from the Rams. I can't think of his name, Ernest Jones. Then they traded him later for Jerome Baker. Then you look at a team like Washington even. It was like, hey, our offensive line sucks. What are we going to do? We're going to go get like 3 or 4 offensive linemen in free agency. Like, Pittsburgh doesn't do any of that. They're just like, yo, in Tomlin we trust.
I mean, that's valid though. That is true. My dog Buckeye Moody, man. What's happening, cuz?
I'm trying to get myself together, bro.
Well, hold on. You said what, bro?
I get myself together. A little bit too much to drink last night.
He said, "Look, this man is crazy, man. Look, so
Hey, hold on. Let me ask Moody a question real quick. Hey, Moody, are you one of those guys that care about polls and top 25s and stuff like that?
Not really.
Okay, because I was gonna say, because I seen Texas was ranked number 1 in all the 2 early top 25s, and I'm like, Ohio State out there feeling disrespected or what?
We don't even know who our starting quarterback is yet. So
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking.
I thought Quinn was coming, but then that's how you declare for the
Yeah.
draft.
No, y'all got Super Saiyan, right?
Y'all know who y'all quarterback is.
Right now he's QB1, but he still has to compete with what's his name? Saint Clair, whatever.
Y'all still got Aaron Nolan?
No, he's in the portal.
Okay.
I thought he committed. He committed somewhere, I think.
Oh, okay. All right, that was all I wanted, Cups.
AD, I see.
He'll
I see
Adam
you
talking about
watching,
his
dog.
arch.
Hey, Adam, I see you watching, bro. I noticed that y'all coming to the real Death Valley this year, bro.
Oh, I thought it was at LSU.
No, Nah, say the number,
Okay,
bro.
okay,
Mm.
okay,
Say the
okay.
number, bro.
But yeah, put that in the
That's
Lakers.
all I'm gonna
Definitely
say with
put that
that.
in
Well,
the
well,
Lakers
see,
for sure.
this is, but
Say the
again,
number,
this is
bro.
a problem, right? Because we've seen Arch start what 2 or 3 games,
Yeah, we
and
got we
then
got we got Arch the first game.
right, y'all got Arch at home game 1, right? And
Hmm.
you know what I mean. But that's the thing, right? If Texas, so say Texas loses to y'all, which they very well could. But let's say,
Come on,
yeah,
Ohio
yeah.
State.
But let's say,
Oh, it's Texas Ohio State
yeah, that's
game
game
one.
1 at the shoe.
Oh, all
You
right,
know what I'm saying? But
all right.
but
Like
but
it.
so let's say Ohio State wins that game, right? And then let's say like week 7 or so. I'm not looking at Texas's schedule or anything right now, but let's just say week 7 or something, they go out here and lose to like whoever. They got 2 losses. Everybody gonna be saying Texas was overrated. And it's like, but who rated them?
Yeah.
Dog, y'all know how I feel about
I mean, I,
preseason rankings, bro.
I think
I
I
don't even
think
want
a
to have
lot
a
of teams
conversation about
could struggle out of the gate next year, because it's a lot of top teams that are breaking in new quarterbacks.
Yeah,
We'll see.
it. Say the number,
yeah. You
lady.
got you
I
got
got you.
Bama breaking in a new quarterback. Georgia's gonna be breaking in Stockton unless somebody beats him out.
Oregon have a new quarterback.
Oregon, Ohio State. Well, Oregon at least got a good one that we know of.
Yeah.
Michigan gonna have
You
a
know
new
what I mean?
quarterback.
Michigan gonna have a new quarterback.
Come on now.
Cade
So
Banks
Come on
so
does.
now.
Cade Klubnik
yeah, I
does
was gonna
though.
say. So is the money? Notre Dame gonna have a new quarterback? So is the money on teams like Clemson, LSU, Penn State
Bet it. Bet it.
that are bringing back quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's a number.
Bet it. Bet
I
it.
think I think Penn
Lock it
State
in.
is trying that Michigan Ohio State method where they bring everybody back for one more year.
All right. So real quick, since we were talking about Mike Tomlin, right? So Drew Aller coming back. Sounds like at least one of the running backs coming back.
I think they're both
If
coming back.
Yeah, I think they both might be coming back. If Penn State don't beat Ohio State next year, are we switching from Mike Tomlin to James Franklin?
Bruh. I already told you. I will never, ever put money on any type of parlay that James Franklin is involved in. Never. Never. He's definitely Marv Lewis to me. Might be lesser than that.
Yeah, I think they're at the shoe next year. I'm about to look.
Yeah, they're at the shoe. Yeah. And see, and everybody's talking about Penn State now, like, oh, Penn State did this and Penn State did that, and I'm like, Michigan wasn't on that schedule.
Mm-hmm.
They got a Michigan problem too.
Yeah, they do.
So, like I said, bro,
That's
James
the
Franklin, never. I was surprised they made it this far. I'm like shocked. Shocked.
And people need to apologize to my Hoosiers too. You know what I'm saying? Because now
Indiana would have looked the same way. Fucking.
I don't care about that. I'm just peeling. I don't care about none of that. I'm just peeling it back to say that their only losses were to the 2 teams that played for the national title.
I feel that.
If Indiana had any other name, we would seeing that on every TV show.
Let's say we don't even play Indiana next year.
You know what I'm saying? If we were talking about like when you look at Texas, right? It's like, yo, their only losses were to Ohio State and Georgia. Well, Indiana's only losses were to the 2 teams that played for the title.
Yeah, we don't play Indiana next year. We don't play Oregon.
Indiana beat us 20-15, bro.
What that mean? Y'all a decent team. Like, y'all got that defense. Y'all beat Bama and Ohio State in the same year. Don't try to diminish Indiana like that.
I'm just saying,
See, that's what's wrong with y'all college. That's what's wrong with y'all college football fans.
I'm just saying, bro.
Why you trying to diminish?
But we did lose to the Illini. We lost to the Illini 21-7.
And guess what? The Illini beat South Carolina in the bowl game. And who's Illinois? Two of Illinois' 3 losses are to Penn State and Oregon.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, man? Like, stop that. That's why the SEC always get these arguments, because y'all be giving it up.
Shout out to Lovey.
Stop giving it up, bro.
Shout out to Lovey Smith.
Stop giving it up, bro. Pause.
Yeah, just like South Carolina, right? Their losses were to before the bowl game. You know, they lost to who? LSU, Bama, and Ole Miss, right? You know, the LSU game they got cheated and robbed. First of all, you know, like the Bama game they lost by 2 in Tuscaloosa. You know, and then Ole Miss just whooped their ass. But then
Yo,
But real
sorry.
quick.
Go ahead.
Then coming into the bowl game, it was South Carolina got screwed. South Carolina got screwed. Illinois had the same record as them, beat them, and ain't nobody talking about how Illinois should have been in the playoff.
Yeah.
Illinois was a 20 ranked team though. They won't
Right? But why though? But why? Because their losses, like I said, regular season, they lost to Ohio State. Penn State, Oregon, at Oregon, by the way, at Penn State, by the way.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? And then they lost like by 2 to Minnesota or somebody like that.
And who did you say they beat again?
They beat South Carolina in the bowl game. You know what I
I'm
mean?
talking
So before the bowl game, I don't think they really had any.
Before it was time to conclude that they were the 20th ranked team.
But that's what I'm saying though. If they were in the SEC and named Missouri instead, they would probably have been top 13.
Didn't beat anybody.
Yep, they'd have probably been top 13 or 14. Missouri was in the rankings all.
Where's South
Missouri was in the
Carolina?
rankings all year. Who did they beat? And they got shut out by Bama. You know, they got beat by 31 by Texas A&M. So who did Missouri beat to stay in the rankings? Ole Miss lost to a team that finished 4-8. And we were talking about them going to at home. And they only scored 17 points.
Super facts.
And we were talking about why Ole Miss ain't in the playoffs.
Missouri beat Arkansas. What are we talking about?
Oh, okay. Good job, y'all.
And they beat they beat the Sooners. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm looking.
I got you.
I'm looking at my
Sooners.
schedule. I might have 4 ranked games at most.
The same Sooners that lost to Navy, ain't it?
The same Sooners that beat who though?
The same Sooners that finished 6 and 7, ain't it?
The same Sooners that beat who?
They beat Alabama.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Look at that. I'm doing my
But
homework.
that's all I'm saying. That's all. I'm not
Oh.
trying to make an argument that Illinois is this great team. I'm just trying to make the argument of look at how we look at things based on affiliation.
I agree. Quick pivot. Y'all saw that South Carolina scheduled Alabama for their
I
homecoming
did
game?
see that.
Why
Suicide.
they do that?
That is disrespectful.
Suicide.
Why they do that?
I was like, even in a down year, that's just disrespect. Like, if you expect them to have that's disrespectful.
Hey, I tell you what, if Lenore's do what he's supposed to do, they gonna get that Heisman train popping.
Oh, I'm sorry. Illinois beat
Dog.
Matt Rule. I'm sorry. In overtime. I'm sorry.
They did on a Friday night. They did.
Ooh, sorry. Forgot about that one. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like Arkansas is. I'm not trying to shit on Arkansas. It's not a bad win. I mean, after all, Arkansas did beat Tennessee. But I think that
Is
says more
KJ
about
Jefferson-
Tennessee than it does about Arkansas.
Is KJ Jefferson going to be one of those top picks after the season's over?
Hey, what team does he play for this
He
year?
played for UCF and got benched.
So who's an Arkansas quarterback? Am I tripping? Am I missing a year?
Yeah, Arkansas got
He's
Taylor
not-
Green
yeah.
from Boise.
Yeah, he was UCF this year. Yeah, he wasn't at UCF this year.
Damn.
All right, so I'm trying to look at all the games that South Carolina could have used as home.
Like
games.
that's where Nolan went. He's backing up Sellers.
Okay.
Will
Okay, so-
Jaden
all right,
Daniels? No, it's Jaden. Will Jaden Daniels play himself into a top pick this year?
I think it's Jalen. Jaden is my guy.
Jaden.
Yeah.
It's Jalen. You know, with an
So-
O,
Jalen.
Jalen.
So they could have done Coastal Carolina, who they had on
Not
November
the Giants.
22nd. They could have done Kentucky. I guess it might be too early in the season. Oh, what they did, they messed themselves up this year. So they got South Carolina State and Vanderbilt weeks 2 and 3, and then it's all hitters because they got
They go to LSU this year.
Kentucky, LSU, Oklahoma, Bama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, then Coastal. Like they got like 6 straight weeks. That's
Shit,
like,
they could have did Oklahoma as homecoming.
yeah, but that's still a bit disrespectful. Like you don't just based on name alone, you
Right.
can't do that.
Nah, and
But Bama's, I'd rather them do that than Bama.
we gotta find out who Bama quarterback is first.
Yeah.
They got some running back that's a tight end out there that's ready to throw the ball down the
I
field.
think their running back left too. At least one of them left. You know, and
I got something.
But you know they
but that's
retool. And they said dude is a good recruiter.
yeah, he's a great recruiter. He's a great coach overall. You know, but and you know we'll see because I mean, I feel like just my personal opinion, I feel like he was hamstrung a little bit with Milroe as his quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Hey, Knucklebucker or whatever his name is coming back to LSU this year? Or
Yeah,
is
no,
that
he's coming back. Nussmeier.
Nussmeier. Oh, great. Okay, cool. So I don't got to worry about.
While I got y'all, actually, you know, since we talking about college football real quick, did y'all hear about what the ACC is? Did you hear what the ACC is contemplating doing for their conference champion?
No.
Giving them
they're
pearls.
thinking about pearl necklaces.
Pearl necklaces.
So they're thinking about either having a mini tournament or giving the number 1 seed the berth and then have number 2 and 3 play in the ACC title game.
Mm.
So like for this year, for example, for example, this year SMU would have had the bye, and then Clemson and Miami would have played, and then maybe the winner of that gets a playoff berth, or do a 4-team where SMU would have played Syracuse, Clemson and Miami play each other, and then those 2 winners play for the ACC title.
But that's stupid. No, that only makes sense if everybody else is doing it. If not, what if? So let's put it on this ear, right? Let's say the ACC has a really good year, and like 2 or 3 teams have really good records. Now you just eliminated 2 of your teams that could have possibly made played the playoffs.
And you also submit your little brother status.
3 teams.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think they're trying to figure out something to do because I don't think they're going to be, from what I've heard, I don't think there's going to be any changes with the playoff, at least for 1 year.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that all of them have to agree.
Yeah, the contract. Yeah, the contract runs out after this next season.
Bro, we is tough. This is I like this guy.
Dinner on your own.
The contract runs out after this season. So after 2020 or after next season, they think that we're going to go to 14.
Yeah.
And a part of that 14 may be that I was about to say the Ohio State, the Big Ten, and the SEC might get 4 automatic spots.
Mm.
Yeah. I like the schedule. I can see us going undefeated.
Oh boy, here we go.
Wow.
Let's see it.
Wow.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Who we got?
You don't put that on ledger? You don't put that on ledger?
Who y'all opening with? Like UNLV or something?
Probably Virginia State.
New Mexico.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Sooners.
Okay.
New Mexico. Sooners.
Picture y'all.
Central Michigan.
Picture y'all having a.
Nebraska. Wisconsin.
Okay.
After the bye week. USC. Huskies. Spartans. Boilermakers. Northwestern, Maryland close out the season with Buckeyes.
Y'all don't play Penn State again?
I could see I could see 10-2.
Why y'all ducking Penn State so bad, dog? Y'all so
Penn
nice.
State again?
I could see
Why y'all
I
ducking
could
Penn
see
State,
10
bro?
and 2.
They ducking us. Who we gonna lose to? We're not gonna lose to baby Mahomes.
I think y'all might. You know what I'm saying? They always talk about year 3 of Matt Rule is the year.
Yeah,
Ravioli
And
fell all the way
then of
off
course I gotta
towards the
think
end
that
of
Ohio State beats y'all at some point.
how does James Franklin get to go 2 years without playing Michigan? That's crazy.
Because the Big Ten is smart and trying to get as many teams in the playoff as they can.
Bang.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, even if he lost to Michigan, I don't think Penn State ain't gonna lose a crazy amount of games where they wouldn't be in the playoff.
Well, if they lost to Michigan this year, it would have been Indiana and Oregon in the Big Ten title game.
And we don't
Ohio
play
State was
Indiana.
still going to
Who's
get
good,
in.
bro?
Yeah, Ohio State would have still got in. I don't know if Penn State gets in that scenario.
I don't know. I mean,
Because even
my-
looking at it this year, Penn State's best win was Illinois, who Cups just tried to shit on.
I mean, my schedule.
Wow,
Too,
Cups.
but
I'm gonna shit on Illinois. Shout out to Lovie Smith.
Word, okay.
But yeah, man, we don't play Indiana. We don't play Penn State. No Notre Dame. We usually smack Notre Dame. My favorite Notre Dame game was the one in the Big House in the Typhoon. You know what I'm saying? With Shea Patterson. Ain't
I don't
that
think
that
y'all.
name?
I don't think
Yeah.
y'all pay. I don't think y'all have played Notre Dame since Shoelace.
Yeah. Well,
Good
that
old
was
Because I know there was
either right
beef.
before COVID or in COVID.
Yeah, because I know there was beef because y'all don't play them again until like 2027 or something, and they were like bitching saying that y'all were running from them or something like that.
Oh damn.
Bro, like I said, with Shea Patterson, we smoked them boys. It was a crazy typhoon outside. It was raining in the Big House. It was like 40. It was a terrible game. But yeah.
Your memory with this stuff is like amazing, John.
The fucking yeah, we don't play Minnesota, bro. We are tough. We don't play App State, so we're tough, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's nasty.
Oh yeah, y'all gotta duck App
That's
State
nasty.
for the culture.
You know what I'm saying? So we definitely
For the
tough. So
culture,
yeah,
y'all
like I
gotta
said,
duck
bro,
App State.
I don't maybe okay, you're 2 losses, okay, maybe Buckeyes, maybe Cornhuskers. Outside of that, bro, we're not losing to Jackson
Yeah.
Arnold. Wait, he's not playing there, is he?
No, he's at Auburn now.
Hey Mike, you ever been to the Biltmore?
No. Well, hold on. Where's that
Okay.
at? I might have.
I mean, there's several of them, but the main one is in North Carolina.
I think I might have.
North
If
Carolina.
there's one in Colorado, I might have been to that one.
I think there is one in Colorado.
Yeah, I think I went to the one in Colorado Springs. If there's one.
Dude was so Biltmore. One day y'all need to look up Biltmore. Like the guy.
But yeah,
He was so
fellas,
rich, he was just like, yo, just build like mad like palaces like across the country to show how rich we are.
But yeah, fellas, I know 2-5 ready to get out of here, man. We appreciate everybody who came for the Friday lunch box. You know what I'm talking about. You already know. Y'all might be able to
Ooh.
catch us again tonight for the Friday Smoke Fest, 7 p.m. Same time, same place. You already know we had El Residente San Jose tapping into the motherfucking lunchbox, man. We had my dog, one half of Sports Reports as ordered, 2-5 Mike Will representing in the building. Had my dog Buckeye Moody as, of course, fuck the Buckeyes.
champion.
So yeah, man.
They are champions.
Same
It's
time,
true.
same place tonight, man. 7 p.m. Catch us for the Friday Smoke Fest, man. Love y'all so much, man. Tap in with us.
All right, y'all.